Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Our host, Brian Duprey, is the world's most sought-after childcare coach, having helped tens of thousands of childcare owners from around the globe take their business to the next level. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, our host, Brian Duprey.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Childcare Genius Podcast. I am Brian Duprey, along with my beautiful wife, Carol, and we're going to hear talking about today about saving some money. And it is near the end of the year. We're almost to January 1st, 2025.
Yeah.
Remember Y2K 25 years ago? We were all
crazy.
panicking at this point 25 years ago, thinking the world was going to end, planes were going to fall out of the sky, and computers would stop working. And I know if you're young, you're under 25, you're like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
It was a real thing. We were all freaked out about going to year 2000 and nothing happened. You know, I think it was a ploy for people to sell software or something.
Right.
People buy new computers. So it was probably put on by computer companies. But anyway, I want to talk today about an idea, something that we've utilized in our personal business for 25 years now. And it's something that we've helped a lot of people change the model in their program. And it's one of the biggest expenses I see in a childcare center, and that is hiring a full-time cook.
Right.
If you have under 300 children in your program, you probably don't need a full-time cook. 300 children, you could probably justify somebody being full-time, or multiple schools with 300 children, one cook for 300 children in multiple schools. You could probably justify a full-time person. Even then it's questionable. But if you have one school with 60 to 100, 150 kids, it is not a full-time job at all. And I've been to schools. We toured some schools that had a full-time cook in there, and that's all they do. Like, they don't do classroom, they don't cover for breaks. They just spend that whole 8 hours in that kitchen, cooking, cleaning, doing dishes. And it don't take 8 hours to do that in there. So what are some ideas, Carol?
Well, if your cook is also a teacher, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the best thing to do. Either have your directors. Our directors are the ones that do our cooking, or you can have a person come in at 11 o'clock and make lunch and then do the cleanup, and afterwards they help with breaks. Because or somebody, if you need to make breakfast, they could come in at 8 or 9 in the morning. But in between, they have to do other stuff in the center. They have to be a helper in a classroom, or be one of the teachers in the classroom, or be the floater that breaks people for bathroom breaks, or something else. We have, in all of our centers, we only have, we have a person come in at 11 o'clock that helps with breaks, and the director puts the food in. Then they go back to their work, and then they come back and check on the food. They don't have to stand in the kitchen while it cooks. And then after lunch, the person that came in to help with breaks is the one that does the dishes. And then the director and them help finish the rest of the breaks in the center. And it's worked well for us.
Yeah, and it's cheaper, you know.
Right.
And when the cook calls out, like, what do you do? Well, you know, but ours, if you create a simple enough menu, and all our food is organic, it's really healthy. We're not using anything. We've cut down on processed foods. We have a very healthy menu, and you can make a very healthy menu that's very easy to make, right?
Yes, and if it's something that takes a little bit of preparation, you can get that all ready the night before, and then the next day, all they have to do is get it put on. Like if it's if you bread your own chicken nuggets the night before. Get them out, get them breaded, put them in the refrigerator. So the next day at lunch, all you have to do is put them into the oven, or at breakfast time while the breakfast is cooking, prepare the lunch so that all you have to do is stick it in the oven at lunchtime.
Yeah, I used to coach a guy, had 11 schools, and he said, I have no kitchens in any of my schools. I have warming pantries. Mm-hmm. So basically, he just warms up food in those, a lot less work. He didn't have a cook in any of his 11 schools, saved him a ton of money, gave us the idea on that. And we've been coaching that same model for years. it's one of those things. If your budget is getting tight and you need to save some money, this is one area you could save money. I had a client recently, their cook left, and I showed them a model how to do this without replacing that. So they didn't replace that position, and it saved them a lot of money in their budget. So we're just throwing ideas. Again, each his own. If you want to keep doing what you're doing, it's not a problem. We're just showing you different ideas. And if money starts getting tight, this is where you have to start looking.
And some people think that if you do the USDA food program, you have to have a cook, and you don't, because the money is to pay for the food. It also pays for the preparation of the food, but it can be your staff members that prepare the food. It doesn't have to be a separate person.
No, it can be whoever you want, and anybody could push the button to the oven on and set a timer.
All you have to do is track the time that they spend on the food program. That's it.
Yep. Train the right people to do it. But again, what works for your center, if it works for you and you have it in your budget and you don't mind spending the money, it's USDA money. Yeah. But if you don't have that person in that role, then that USDA money diverts over to the other parts of your payroll, which can put more to your bottom line as well. So just because USDA, have some extra money to help you pay that cook doesn't necessarily mean you need to have it. Right. Remember the book that I wrote many years ago, don't necessarily follow a school model. Even though you're technically a school, you're not a school. You don't close for the summer. You don't do what the public school does. So you don't have to be like a public school. Public schools close all summer. They have cooks. They have those things. And I think that's where that came from, that you need have that model, but we don't follow a school model. So you don't necessarily have to follow it in this case. You just think outside the box and it'll save you some money. Is that all?
We're all about saving money, because a penny saved is a penny earned.
And as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I got to say about that. Anyway, we hope you have a wonderful, happy New Year. If you have not bought your tickets for Childcare Genius Live Conference, April 14th, 15th, 16th in Las Vegas. Oh my God, the ticket prices go up this week. So you better get to the computer, and you could still save money. I think you save $150 a ticket still if you want to get that in there. So go to childcaregenius.com right now, go to the conference tab and buy your tickets to the Childcare Genius Live Conference. We love to see you. You're going to learn a lot of tips like this, money saving. It's going to put a lot of money in your pocket. Will help you make millions of dollars in the childcare business, and not be ashamed to do so, because money you can do a lot of good with that money, can't you?
Absolutely.
Give it all away, whatever you want. Anyway, hope everybody has a happy New Year, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you on the other side of the new year.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.